Okay, hello, lovely chapter heads. Welcome to lesson 3, which is confidence, and we'll just get straight into it. Okay, so this is lesson number 3, and you are halfway through the lesson, so congratulations, and definitely congratulate your members as well. Quick lesson overview. There are 6 steps to this lesson. Number 1 is the icebreaker, which lasts around 5 minutes, the confidence lesson material, which is 10 minutes, a activity, which is the self-esteem tic-tac-toe, which will be 15 minutes, understanding self-confidence worksheet, which will be 15 minutes, breakout rooms in small groups for 10 minutes, and reflection for 5. Okay, so the icebreaker here essentially just gets people started to think about confidence. What does confidence look like? What does confidence feel like? And you can see here that we have the little chat prompt icon as well. So have your members either in chat or unmute or talk, depending if you're virtual or in person, and start to contribute their ideas and form a discussion. Okay, so this one is about what is confidence, and these questions are largely rhetorical. So when we have, where does confidence come from? Confidence comes from yourself, your ideas, your skills and abilities. These are questions that your chapter head should be answering and not questions that you're actually asking your members. Why is it important to be confident? How can you gain confidence? How does confidence impact our daily lives? And how does confidence impact success? Again, these ones are largely up to your choice. So for these questions, specifically as these ones don't have any sort of like bullet points attached to them, you can either answer these yourselves as chapter heads or even have your members answer some of them. So again, you can pick and choose, but remember not to spend too much time on this slide as it is only the 5th slide and you still have quite a bit of content to go through as well. Okay. For the next part, we have where does confidence come from, and this is just a lesson-based, regular, again, you know the drill. Try not to read off the slides, give your own examples, build on things, paraphrase, use your own words, all of that. And you can definitely, when you get to the quote, make sure to emphasize as well that this is what the passion projects are for. Sarah has this very strong belief that you don't build self-belief through achievements, but that you build self-belief through action and by showing yourself that you can do the things that you believe to be hard. So you can see here that your passion projects are a form of that action. So you can build self-belief through your passion projects because it has the potential to show you can do the things that you've always wanted to do and never really had the time to do or never thought that you could do these things. But by showing yourself that you can do something like your passion project, you can show your future self that you can take on those challenges and you can do those challenging things. So using that passion project as an example of that can definitely help to solidify the value of the passion project and have your members really make that connection there. Okay, so we have a 3-minute confidence booster here. Again, make sure you ask the post-video question before you watch the video, and then encourage people to share their answers with the group afterwards. You can also celebrate everyone for one small thing that they did today, as that is the question in the post-video question here. One way that you can do this is after each person goes and gives their little small thing, or you have a couple people call on a couple people to give their celebration thing. What everyone can do is you can give one clap just as applause instead of like a round of applause, because sometimes that can get a little bit long and dragged on. So just make it kind of clear at the very beginning. You can say after each person gives their one small thing, we're all just going to give one clap to celebrate them. And you can just do that by going through the room or, the virtual room. Okay, the next part here is the Me BLT and gaining confidence. So again, go through these bullet points. And then once you get to the Me BLT, this is sort of a mindset model. So this is a model that people can use to help kind of guide their thinking about confidence and how they want to direct their thinking into a more positive manner. So the Me in Me BLT stands for confidence has to come from me. And this again ties back to the first point here, that true confidence really comes from within. It's not that external validation is a bad thing, because it does happen and it's natural to want that. However, it can't be the primary or sole source of your confidence in that sort of way. The B stands for build up. So you should be building yourself up instead of building yourself down. Make sure to be kind to yourself and have compassion for yourself and everything you have on your plate. Show yourself some love. And it's basically just about building yourself up and being positive towards yourself and treating yourself like a friend. L stands for let go. You will need to let go of the feelings or people holding you back in order to chase confidence. And remember that confidence is also a journey that is lifelong. And it's a journey of growth. The T stands for take time. So this again comes back to the journey being lifelong. Confidence is not something that you're going to gain overnight and just like wake up and be like, oh, I'm confident now. It's going to be something that takes time and takes deliberate action to reach. Okay, so once you go through that, you can definitely have someone from the group share a moment that they've lost confidence in themselves and have them go through the BLT model to really have them reroute that sort of thinking that they have here. And here's some questions that you can use to reframe that situation using the Me BLT model. The next part is the 3 P's of confidence. I think the one that I really want to touch on is presentation. So preparation essentially is just about doing the hard work and really putting in the foundation for your confidence to build upon. The progression part of the P, the second P, is to really get to know the process. It's about like confidence takes progress and it takes time. It's not an overnight journey. And it's really just about a muscle that the more you flex, the more you can grow upon it. And P for presentation, this might easily be confused with something about like faking it till you make it, but presentation really is about changing the external things or changing things outside of your mindset so that you can really boost your confidence and foster that confidence from within. So for example, your body language and your posture and the way that you talk, often those things can be seen as external, but they really can also factor into how you feel on the internal side, right? So for example, if you're hunched over and quiet, you probably feel a lot less confident than you are speaking loudly or speaking clearly and moving your hands to the body and being natural with it, right? So things like that. It's not necessarily about faking it till you make it. It's about learning to open up the other parts of you so that your internal can also grow with that. We do have a video of Sarah here. This one isn't able to be embedded, so make sure you just click on the image, click on the link, and share it from the YouTube webpage. And then make sure you debrief and give the post-video question before you watch the video as well. Other ways to build confidence here, if your group wants to continue the discussion about other tactics to build confidence, ask everyone for additional ideas and post a slide including those added ideas on how to develop confidence. So if your group wants to discuss these ideas and if you have a time in your lesson to do so, you can just delete this image, copy this text box, and add the things as people are giving their suggestions, and then post it on your virtual platform afterwards. Here is confidence in others, and here you can see the prompt icon again. So have your chapter members share a little bit more about how they plan to lift confidence in others and how they plan to share the wealth with other people. This one I think is really interesting, actually. This is a rhetorical question. So again, here, you're not actually asking the question to get answers. This is just something that you really want to ask your chapter members. And this question I think is really important as well. So I'm going to actually read it for you to give an example of how you might want to read it. If you can see others in a positive light and truly believe that everyone is perfect just the way you are, why can't you do the same for yourself? And doesn't that seem unfair to you to not apply that logic to yourself, but apply it to everyone else? So how will you confront your insecurities to find your own confidence and believe that you are perfect just the way you are, the way you see other people, right? And so in this question, essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to make eye contact with your members. If you're virtual, look dead into the camera, connect with your chapter members and really ask them this question, because I think this can change the outlook for a lot of different teenagers. So challenge your members with this rhetorical question. Again, you're just asking it. You're not supposed to have any answers to this question. Just have your chapter members kind of have that ball kind of rolling in their head. And then we have a couple activities to help gain confidence. The first activity that we have here is the self-esteem tic-tac-toe. Essentially, it's classic tic-tac-toe. The instructions for tic-tac-toe are down here if you need them, if you've never played before. But essentially what you're trying to do is get a row or a diagonal or a column of 3 and to mark on your board. So to place an X or an O on any square on the board, each player has to answer the question on the board. So for example, if I want to put an X down in this middle square here, I have to answer this question in order to do that. If you have extra time, you can play the second board as well, but if you don't have time, just stick to the first board and that will be more than enough. This self tic-tac-toe esteem board, I believe, is also on the worksheet, so your chapter members should be able to access it there. If I'm wrong, please do not quote me on that. Great. Understanding self-confidence worksheet is the next thing you want to go through, and you want to ask these different questions to help guide that worksheet to go along. The objective of this worksheet is to help students explore their feelings during times of high self-esteem and confidence compared to low self-esteem and low confidence, and see how they can transfer the ideas and thoughts and mentalities that they have in the high esteem situation and transfer that to the low self-esteem situation. So ask students to complete the worksheet and the Remember workbook, and give students a bit of time to explore their feelings, to analyze, and to come to an action plan. When students have spent around 5 minutes to complete the worksheet, you can ask them to share with a group or put them into breakout rooms so that they have a smaller community to share within. Again, this exercise will help them to take control of their development and give them a sense of ownership and their own well-being and their own happiness. Okay, and this part is also part of the member workbook. So this is confidence in your passion projects. You want to ask this question, and an example of using confidence in your project might be something like calling or reaching out to an organization, which often a lot of high schoolers have not done before. It might be asking for help from your chapter head. It might be asking for help from people you haven't talked to before. These sorts of things often take confidence. So you can give a couple examples of where people might need confidence in their passion project for this. So students have space to write these down in their workbook, but before they do that, before you encourage them to write, have them share their ideas out loud with the group so that really people can bounce ideas off of each other, and maybe someone will go, oh, I didn't think of that, or oh yeah, I might need confidence in that situation too, so that when they're writing things down, they can write down things from a more holistic perspective. In the breakout rooms, you'll have them share their answers from the Understanding Confidence worksheet, which is this one right here. So they'll share their answers to that with the group and come back in 10 minutes. The last part that we have here is the confidence in your passion projects. And again, this just really reiterates some ideas of where you might need confidence in your passion projects and how the assignments can help with that. So your students should have handed in their assignment number 1, which is the passion project outlined by the session, and they should probably have some ideas on their first next steps. So you might want to ask these questions. How can you use what you learned about confidence to act on these next steps in your passion project? These are mostly rhetorical, but you can also ask the group to share some ideas on what their next step is and how they will use confidence to take action on it, to really connect the passion project again with the lesson so that things are more connected and coherent. The reflection questions, again, these are supposed to be done after the session, but you might want to read through these and again, connect this back to the lesson and have that, all connected and coherent again. And then specific next steps, have your members keep building their passion projects and really encourage them to apply their confidence tactics to reach out to organizations, anyone maybe that they need to complete their project with, if applicable. Also encourage them to complete any worksheets from confidence in the workbook if they haven't completed those throughout the session. And then check out the resources on your virtual platform, which you will be posting as a chapter head. If you have any time left with your session, you can definitely ask for passion project updates and celebrate a couple little wins from your members. And that would be everything. And again, if you have any questions, you can definitely email us at leadership@believeinitiative.com or message us in the Slack group chat as well. And good luck with your lessons, everyone, and have fun.